Tell me if it comes up there. We are live. Welcome to the King's Corner. This is my first live, so y'all bear with me. I know nobody. How do you see how many's here?
It'll pop up.
Cool. This is awesome. Well, it is awesome to be here. Obviously, we are watching for the Fallout reveal. I just wanted to pause for a minute. I'm giving everybody a minute to jump on.
There you go.
Hello out there. I don't see anybody. It ain't live.
Yeah, it's live.
We'll click on it.
It says live now. Dad, if I click on it now, it's going to show it in the background. And you're going to
I just needed. Well, I don't see anybody on here, but I'm just going to start talking. So, how is everybody? Well, I don't see anybody on here, but I'm just going to start talking. So. Okay, you can turn it up. Hey, yeah, we got somebody on here. Welcome to the King's Corner. It's good to be here. Y'all bear with me. This is my first time being on a live thing. Of course, we're here because of what Bethesda did today. They dropped the please stand by. So that's what we're doing. We're please standing by. We've got it back here streaming on Twitch. We've got it up there streaming on YouTube, and we're just waiting. But I want to hear from y'all. I wanted to just chat with you for a minute. What do you guys think this is? Is it a Fallout MMO? Please don't be an MMO, but I'm afraid it is. Or is it a Fallout 5? Is it a Fallout spinoff? What is coming? Again, I wanted to talk to y'all so we can just chat for a minute. What do you guys think? I'm hearing some rumblings, and I'll tell you in a minute what I'm hearing. But I would much rather have a Fallout 5 or a Fallout spinoff, a regular game. But I'm afraid this is going to be something else. While there's more people jumping on, let me tell you what I'm thinking. The new studio in Austin. Y'all remember the new studio in Austin that just joined Bethesda Game Studios? It used to be Battlecry Studios. This is the studio that is all about multiplayer. In fact, that was what they came into BGS to do, was to do multiplayer things. I was hoping it would just be a multiplayer mode on Starfield or a new Fallout or whatever. But I also have been telling you that I thought Austin was making some kind of multiplayer or freemium type game, and that we would see it at this E3. And this may be what this Fallout is. I'm kind of getting some rumblings that it may be a Fallout battle tournament type thing, kind of like the Fortnite things that's going on, but with a Fallout setting. Now, does that interest any of y'all? Again, I would much rather have a normal Fallout. But if they do that and Starfield as well, then I'm happy with that as well. So tell me there in the comments what you think this is going to be. Again, I just wanted to take this time to live stream for a minute. Maybe, possibly, they could reveal something while we're here. But as I said on my last video, I really believe they're going to drop a trailer tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. That's exactly what they did in 2015. They put the please stand by up the one day, I think it was a Tuesday, and then the next day at the same exact time, 10 a.m. Eastern, they dropped the Fallout 4 trailer. So tomorrow is when they're probably going to do it. Now, does that mean I'm not going to sit here and watch the feed all night? No, I'm going to watch. I'm going to watch the feed just like y'all are as well. But I think it's going to be revealed tomorrow. Whether this is a MMO like Elder Scrolls Online, or whether this is, like I just said, the tournament type thing with the Battle Royale as Fortnite is, that's what it's looking like. Or whether it's a Fallout 5 or a Fallout spinoff. Wouldn't a Fallout spinoff be wonderful right now? I also, in the last video I posted, if you'll go to Bethesda.net, the store, there is some interesting new merchandise that they just put in once their store came back up about a week or a week and a half ago. And it is called Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Now, we've never heard of anything like that. And this is all, they don't have it yet. It says pre-order, pre-order, pre-order. So Wasteland Warfare. Again, that lines up with this tournament battle Fortnite type game with a Fallout setting. That is what I'm hearing. And again, I don't like leaks and rumors. These are just speculations, but that's what I'm hearing most of all, that it's going to be that kind of game instead of a full Fallout game. I know that's probably not what you want to hear. It's not what I want to hear. But that's probably it. Now, again, I won't have a problem with that with a Starfield or something else. That's what I want. So it might be fun to have as an extra thing. So what do you guys think? Give me a comment. Mr. Wolfman's here. If you don't know who Mr. Wolfman is, he is the one. There he is. He is the one that joins me on the podcast every Saturday. If you've not listened in on a podcast, you need to do that. They're pretty awesome. Mr. Wolfman, lean your head in here and tell me what you think Bethesda is doing right now. What do you think is coming from Bethesda Game Studios?
Well, you stole everything I was going to say, so I mean.
Well, you want to just sit there for a while then until you think of something else to say?
Yeah, sure. I'll sit here. I'll come up with something.
One more thing I do want to mention is, thankfully, this is coming from Bethesda Game Studios, not ZeniMax Online. So I don't think it's going to be a full-out MMO type thing. But again, it's still going to be some kind of multiplayer. That's what I'm hearing. Again, that's not what I want. I want a real Fallout. But I don't think it'll be too bad. Would you like something like that, Mr. Wolfman? What do you think about the multiplayer battle tournament type with a Fallout setting?
Well, I personally enjoy those games. So I think a Call of Duty Zombies style game and Fallout would fit it perfectly.
That's
all the mutated creatures.
That's exactly
and
what
the settlement building.
That's exactly what's so popular right now. Now, I don't know if it's going to have the settlement mode, but that would work perfect. If any of you have played Fortnite, I haven't. I've seen the trailers and all. I know everybody else is playing it, but of course it has the settlement type building with the battling where you battle each other, and that looks like this may be what it's going to be. Please tell me what you think. Does that sound like something you would be interested in? Would you be interested in a Fortnite type game with a Fallout setting, or do you want nothing else but a regular Fallout game? I would really like to know. What do y'all think?
Now, if it's that, here's the question. Is it going to have a full price tag or any price tag at all?
That's a good question. Is it going to have the $59 price tag here in the USA? I don't think so. I wouldn't think it would. It might even be a freemium game. Do you remember all of the applications that were sent out, the job listing sent out from the Austin studio, from Bethesda Game Studios, that was for freemium games? You remember those? It scared everybody. Well, that's exactly what this may be. It may just be that freemium game, that Fallout multiplayer tournament game.
Better than a full MMO, though.
By the way, I don't know if y'all have been watching the stream constantly. Just a little bit ago, Pete Hines came on the stream. Didn't say anything. He came and he was drinking some water, and then he poured what looked like liquor into the cup. He was just having fun. I think they're having fun with this. I'm having a ball, but I'm also excited and scared at the same time, because nobody really knows what it is. Again, there's a lot of rumblings going on around this multiplayer stuff, and if I was to guess, that's what I would guess it is too. That's not what I want it to be, but that's what I would guess it to be. I really want to know what y'all think. Would you like that kind of thing? Would you like a Fortnite type game with the Fallout setting, or is that something you wouldn't care for at all? Wolfman just mentioned, would it be a full price tag? I don't think it would at all. I think it would be either a freemium, free to play with the incentives where they want to get your money afterward. That would probably be more it was like, or it would be a base price of $20 or $30 then with the other added on. Now, another thing it might be, and this is very interesting, it might be a shorter Fallout game with a single player campaign with the multiplayer battle royale type with it. That would be awesome. Now, I would love that if it had both. That would really, no, not me. Ben said, no, not me. You wouldn't like that? Me neither. I'm going to try to, Wolfman, can you talk for me there? I wouldn't like it either, Ben. Thank you for commenting. What about if it had both, though? If you had the single player campaign, maybe a little bit shorter, but then it had the multiplayer as well. What would y'all think about that? I know you said you like that kind of game. Lean in here. Lean in here so they can see you just a little bit.
No, there. This is as far as I can lean in.
Okay, there's Wolfman. Now y'all know what he looks like. He's really ugly, so it's good to keep him off screen.
Yeah, take after you.
Thank you. What do you think?
I think it would be a small area base building game versus the environment with hordes of enemies coming in, which I would enjoy.
I mean,
I've spent hours on the original Call of Duty Zombies, just not wasted away.
It is definitely what is popular right now, but it's not what made Bethesda Game Studios popular. We Bethesda Game Studios fans, you know what we want? We want a single player. Or remember, y'all don't just totally panic. I believe Starfield's still coming. I believe this has nothing to do with Starfield. Now, there's some out there saying that it could be a Fallout Starfield. Again, the speculations are all over the place because nobody really knows. But most of the rumblings I get is this is a multiplayer thing and that Starfield's coming too. What else did Ben say? I need new glasses. I can't see.
If the solo is cut short, I don't want the multiplayer. I hope they replicate New Vegas.
My favorite Fallout. Oh, that would be great. Now, I don't know if y'all saw, Obsidian did tweet out, I mean, right after Bethesda put up the Please Stand By, Obsidian tweeted out, it's not us. So it's not going to be a New Vegas 2 by Obsidian anyway. But, oh, man, yeah, I would love to have a Fallout spinoff with even some of the Bethesda studios, some of the ones that Bethesda Softworks publishes, like Machine Games or id Software or even Arcane. Some of them, just let one of them have a Fallout. That would be wonderful. That tweet hurt your heart? Yeah, it did mine too. Now, hey, Obsidian is not the same company that it was a while back. Oh, another thing. Do you remember about a year ago, Chris Avellone? You know Chris Avellone?
Yes.
He tweeted on his personal Twitter a picture of him and the Vault Boy, and he was hugging the Vault Boy and said, "I've missed you." And then everybody went crazy thinking, oh, they're working on a new Fallout. Could this be, again, could it have a single player mode? And if so, did Chris Avellone do the story? He is from Obsidian. He was one of the main writers for Fallout New Vegas. That would be awesome. So, see, Ben, you can still hold out hope. Maybe Chris Avellone worked on this very Fallout that they're going to announce tomorrow. Wouldn't that be great? We've got some more jumping on. Let me just say a little bit of what I've said before. As most of y'all probably know, 10 a.m. tomorrow is when the trailer is going to drop. I would bet on it. Even though I would bet 99%, I'm still watching the feed just in case. And I'll let y'all know if not. The rumblings that I'm hearing, it's either a full multiplayer Fallout or it's going to have a multiplayer mode that is kind of like Fortnite, where it's battles and tournaments with a Fallout setting. Now, me and Ben and Wolfman agree that we don't care for the multiplayer. We want the single player Fallout. But y'all let me know, anybody else out there listening, what you would like if this kind of game would interest you. But back to the Chris Avellone thing, that so excites me, because if there's one thing, as much as I like Bethesda, if there's one thing where Bethesda kind of falls short at times, is their stories. And that's really not what we play the Bethesda Game Studios games for anyway. But if Chris Avellone, the guy that worked for Obsidian during Fallout New Vegas, he wrote for Prey, if he is working on this Fallout, which I think he is working on something for Bethesda right now, whether it's Starfield or this Fallout, would that not be awesome?
It'd be amazing.
It would be, to have a Bethesda game, a Bethesda world, but with the writing like Obsidian. Now that gets me excited. I would hire Chris Avellone for any game to do the stories on that. Tell me a little bit, if you know a little bit about Fortnite, how does the battle royale type thing work? Just can you boil it down into the basics? I think I know, but I've never played it.
At least with Fortnite, Fortnite. Fortnite and PUBG are the two main.
A little louder because you're way away from the microphone.
Fortnite and PUBG are the two main ones. What starts off, you have 100 people that
at the same time,
all one game on one map, and slowly after time the map condenses. Slowly a circle comes around, and you have to.
You have like 50 on one team, 50 on another team?
No, it's all
all against each other. Okay.
There are modes where it's like groups of 2, groups of 4, and then there is a 50v50.
Well, see, that's the idea that's going around, is that kind of game in a Fallout setting. And again, I wouldn't mind that at all. I think that would be fun if we had the single player campaign with it. Wouldn't that be awesome?
See, I think a better way to do it would be the original trailer for Fortnite that dropped last year was it's called a
single player campaign mode. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's 4 people.
Or
4 people.
Yeah, that's you were just showing me that earlier.
You build a base and you protect it from oncoming enemies.
The zombies, yeah.
Zombies or whatever. I think that personally would be a better game than the full battle royale. I think just a zombie style game from Call of Duty would be a better style game for Fallout than the full battle royale.
Right, absolutely. I know that is what's popular now, and I wish Bethesda wouldn't chase everything that's popular, like the Creation Club and all these things, because their single player games are what made them famous, and it's what's going to keep them famous. I just think if they get into some of this stuff, trying to chase every trend out there, they're going to hurt themselves with their loyal fans. So hopefully they're smart enough to know that we don't just want a Fallout MMO or a Fallout multiplayer. Now, if it's a mode tacked on to a game, that would be fine with me. Or even if they did that and we still get a Starfield, which is just a true single-player RPG. One thing that I do go back and lean on, Todd Howard said when he talked about the 2 new games that were coming, he said they're bigger than anything they've ever done. And they're also a same type game that we think of when we think of Bethesda Game Studios. Well, if you think of a normal Fallout, but with this Fallout Battle Royale mode tacked onto it, that would definitely line up with what Todd Howard said. I didn't mean to hit the camera there. The whole screen went woo, 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 woo. Would y'all mind? Would y'all even play a multiplayer Fallout? I would try it.
I would.
I would try it.
Just a little
I've even tried ESO, so you'll try anything. We were talking about Elder Scrolls Online. I love the Elder Scrolls Online. It's pretty, it's beautiful, but I just don't get into the MMO. Yeah, I would try it too, but I'm going to go back to that single player every time. In fact, if a Fallout MMO type drops and Starfield drops at the same time, guess which one I'm going to buy, and guess which one I'm going to play. It's going to be the single player. I'd buy Starfield the whole time. I do want to remind you, remember, it was just back at I think it was at PAX, wasn't it at PAX, that Bethesda released that save the single player.
Yeah.
Yep. Starfield, I would too. Co-op would be. See, we hadn't even talked about co-op. Now, co-op would be awesome.
Well, there are already mods for New Vegas. There's New Vegas together.
Skyrim together. No, Skyrim and Bethesda put a stop to that for a while. And this is very interesting. I wonder if that Skyrim co-op was kind of put down by Bethesda, because Bethesda's working on this. That I'm glad y'all brought up the co-op. Co-op would be amazing. Can you imagine playing Fallout co-op? That would be awesome.
The only problem
Hey Dom, good to have you. Oh, we got another wonderful Bethesda guy. Dom just showed up. Hey Dom, love your stuff, man. Y'all give Dom a shout out and go check his stuff out. Oh man, there's Play It Forward. All of our Bethesda brothers are hopping on here. Play It Forward, you had me rolling in the floor just a little bit ago at your video. You were, he said something about he was slobbering on the monitor. He was so excited. I was literally laughing out loud listening to your video. It was awesome. I want to get your guys' opinion. I'm so glad you're here. Dom and Play It Forward, tell me, what do you think this is? Is it going to be a MMO type? Is it going to be a battle royale with a Fallout background? Is it going to be a regular Fallout with that kind of mode tacked on? What are y'all thinking and what are y'all hearing? They're both on Skype watching this. Oh no, y'all don't look at my face. I should put Wolfman on here so y'all can look at something prettier than me. I'm afraid I'm kind of hearing it's a more of a multiplayer type thing, like a Fortnite type thing with a Fallout setting. I hope it has more than that. We had just started talking about co-op. I love it to be co-op. That's awesome. Yeah. Any kind of Fallout is exciting. Any kind of Fallout game is exciting. I was also telling everybody that I truly believe the trailer is going to drop at 10, and I'm sure y'all are saying the same thing to your guys. But I'm still going to watch this thing all night long to make sure nothing else drops. I don't know if you saw it just a minute ago. Pete Hines, it was more than a minute ago now, but Pete Hines walked out and he was drinking a cup of water and he poured what looked like liquor into it. I don't know if y'all saw that, but everybody was sitting on their edge of their seats going, is he going to say something? Is he going to do something? So, yes, everybody is excited. I just checked was it the Twitch feed or the YouTube feed? They've got like 160-something thousand people watching it still right now. 165,000 people on one, and then there's
115,995.
Is that on Twitch? So there's over 100,000 on Twitch right now watching Bethesda, and then that's not counting the YouTube. So no telling how many is watching it on YouTube live as well. So we're all doing the same thing, and I guess they're going to just let us sit here all night long and watch it. Guys, what do y'all think? Do you think it's going to be a multiplayer game? Y'all think it's going to be a single player game? Let me know. Most of us had sit here and said that we think it's going to be like the multiplayer, and that's not what I want. Dom said, I feel like you're going to have to read it. My glasses ain't good. I've got my official reader here. This is what happens when you get old. You need bifocals.
I feel like they're hinting Fallout 3 remaster and they're streaming. They use a party blower balloon, and they then keep giving
the cheers with the drinks. Yeah,
Fallout franchise. Although I feel like it could be a spinoff. It'll be a spinoff.
Either one of those would be greater than what I'm thinking. I'm worried about it being the multiplayer, but yes, I have thought about it. Somebody said that the Vault Boy. Now I'm not smart enough to get this. That the Vault Boy is a Fallout 3 Vault Boy. Is that true, or is that just what I heard? But yeah, I didn't think about that with the balloons, because in Fallout 3, what do you have right at the first? You have the birthday party. That's right, you have the birthday party. And it is an anniversary for Fallout 3, so that would be awesome.
Where do you think the game could be located if it's a new game?
I saw Juicehead talking about New York. That would be awesome with me. So we talked about San Francisco would be, proofread it next time, Dom. Come on, man. San Francisco would be awesome. I think it would be wonderful cultural things and factions. You got Chinatown, you got all kinds of things with where did I say? San Francisco. But personally, me, and this is just because it's where I am, I would love to see one in the southern United States, either Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, which is where I'm from. It won't be in Arkansas, but you know what I mean, down here. San Antonio, I think, would be an awesome, and just hear me out. Think about San Antonio. According to lore, the Alamo was not hit with any bomb. It's there intact in San Antonio. You also have an Air Force base in San Antonio. You have the river that goes through there in San Antonio. San Antonio would be an awesome place.
I hope it's located elsewhere.
Hey, that would kind of be cool. You make them go together if these things really are in the same universe. Don't get that started. I don't think they're in the same. Do you think they're in the same universe? No, I don't either.
It's just a Smash Brothers of Bethesda characters.
If it is a Fallout spinoff or Fallout 5, if it's anything but just a MMO or multiplayer, I'm gonna slobber on my monitor as well. I promise I will.
I ain't cleaning that.
I'm just trying not to get my hopes up too high. Now, if it's Fallout 3 or Fallout 3 remastered, I don't think they would just do this. Yeah, your new Switch. I don't think they would do this just for a game putting in a new box. If they're doing this for a remaster, then they've done some work on that remaster, and it's going to be a awesome thing. So, no, I don't think it's going to be their only announcement, Dom. I really think that Starfield or whatever that is still coming. I'm afraid, now this is just the way I feel, I'm afraid this Fallout is more of a multiplayer thing, and then the Starfield is going to be their main game. But that's just me speculating.
Do you think it'll be their only announcement?
Yeah, if this Fallout is a Fallout spinoff or a Fallout 5, then this probably is their only announcement. I've been saying from the very beginning that the new studio in Austin is doing something multiplayer. So there's only two choices, okay? There's only two things it can be. Either this Fallout has a multiplayer mode on it, in other words, that Austin worked on, and it's going to be, you're going to have the single player and the multiplayer, or Austin made a multiplayer game, a standalone multiplayer game, because I know that whole studio in Austin is built around multiplayer stuff. The lead developer down there, all the job applications that they've sent out, it's all been freemium, multiplayer, all that. So we're going to get some kind of multiplayer with this. It's either going to be a multiplayer mode, or you're going to have and it's not the mobile game. I think Montreal's working on the mobile game. Austin is working on something multiplayer. That's why it scares me to death that this Fallout might just be a multiplayer battle royale type thing, because that's what's so famous right now. That's what, not famous, but that's what's so popular right now. Can you read that for me again? My reader's leaving
Todd
me here.
says, I don't think that it will be an MMO. They didn't do this type of presentation for ESO. It is something big like Fallout 3/4.
Now, I agree with that. And all this is coming from Bethesda Game Studios. ZeniMax Online's not involved with it. But again, it's coming out of Austin if it's multiplayer. I'm hoping, and I'm with you, I'm hoping it just has a multiplayer mode or a co-op mode or some kind of like the Battle Royale mode. Now that's very, very possible. I just don't want to get my hopes up. We were all crushed last year, and I know we shouldn't have been. They didn't announce anything. We just listened to a few leakers, and we thought something was going to be good last year, and I was so heartbroken, just like y'all were. I don't want to do that again this year. I'm afraid to do that.
Ben says, I also don't think
it's capable of being an MMO.
No, BGS is capable of an MMO.
I like the way y'all think. Keep telling me, keep reassuring me that it's not an MMO. Just keep telling me that. I think I asked everybody when it first dropped, is it an MMO? Is it an MMO? Because I don't want an MMO, obviously.
That's going to be an MMO, and you can blame all them.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is something multiplayer, perhaps a neat co-op made. See, a co-op, man. The only problem with co-op, and maybe they've worked it out. Remember, with Fallout, the VATS. The VATS is what kept them from having a multiplayer or a co-op. In fact, Todd Howard said they tried to get multiplayer mode, but with the VATS, because the VATS, it doesn't totally stop it. But think about it. If one player's going and hits the VATS, then the whole game know how to work. So to have a multiplayer, you're going to have to do something with the VATS. Can you even imagine what they would do with that?
Just get rid of it maybe for the co-op mode.
Well, I don't know if you could have a Fallout without VATS. Could you have a Fallout without VATS? I couldn't.
Well, I don't use, at least with Fallout 4, I don't use VATS near as much.
No, because the gunplay is so much better in 4, but VATS is just a part of it.
Imagine if Bethesda is teasing us and it's actually Starfield.
I really thought that until the Twitch had the Vault Boy. I thought because it was purple, I've never seen stand by it. They've always either been green or brown or gray. And Wolfman's colorblind, so he didn't know. I had to tell him it was purple. But then on Twitch, you had the Vault Boy there. And while y'all are here, I think I asked a minute ago, but I didn't see Dom or Play It Forward. Do y'all know if that Vault Boy is a Fallout 3 Vault Boy? I've heard that. Maybe that's something, but maybe that's a hint. Maybe they're trying to tell us something with that. I've heard other people say it's going to be Fallout Starfield, that Starfield is actually the name of the spinoff. Yeah, if it, Bethesda's known to tease us. I mean, no, it's a Fallout 4. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know because I don't remember where I heard that. You got to watch what you listen to on YouTube. Somebody said it today, and I was like, I'm not sure because I've got a lot of those too, and I've got one right up there, and it kind of looks like that. Uh, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, Pete Hines has been saying, they don't want to work on Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, and yet here we go. There's a Fallout. So yeah, they like to.
It's not Fallout Elder Scrolls. It's Elder Scrolls Fallout.
That's true. They like to surprise us, and I think this shocked us all. Now, I said it, and I think we've all kind of said it that a Fallout is possible, but did any of us really think it was coming? I didn't. Maybe I didn't want to get my hopes up, but man, it's so good to talk. I'm so glad y'all jumped on here today. If anyone else has thought to me before we get off this, was it
Institute could have launched a rocket with survivors into space, or a
pretty awesome suggestion. I kind of like that. That is awesome. I know you said LOL after, but I would play that game. Would you?
I would.
That sounds cool.
That would be the only thing I could think of that would pertain to Starfield for Fallout. That or something with BoatNet. The only other thing I could think of was Stars.
Stars, yeah. If it's a spinoff, where do you guys think it's going to be or would like to see it? Again, I said San Francisco or San Antonio would be my picks. New York, which I've heard, New York was too. It's called what? The Boneyard?
Boneyard, yeah.
The Boneyard. I would love to see it in San Antonio or San Francisco.
Todd said,
yeah, 24 hours. Yeah, tomorrow being Wednesday at 10 o'clock Eastern time should be when they drop it, when they did it. Yeah, San Francisco.
Or Seattle.
Seattle. Now, that would be a good one. We have that. There's that mod that is being worked on for Seattle. That would be very, very cool. Tomorrow, Todd, tomorrow at 10 Eastern, 10 a.m. Eastern is when I believe that they're going to drop the trailer for whatever this is. I'm not sure exactly when they hit it today. Was it 10 a.m.?
New Orleans or Miami?
I would love New Orleans. Now, Florida, that's a very good idea. We talked about Florida the other day on the podcast. Florida would be a very cool. New York was hit really, really hard, according to lore, obviously, during the war. From what I've heard lore-wise, of course, they can retcon it a little bit, but from what I hear about New York, it was almost demolished.
Being the financial
capital. Yeah, it was the financial capital of the United States. So, I mean, it was hit hard. So not much of New York is left. And Los Angeles the same way. It's called the Boneyard. Nothing's left but the bones of the buildings. That's why they call it that way. That's when I hit your channel. That's cool. Yeah, I think it was 10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock tomorrow, 10 Eastern. I'm in central United States in Arkansas, so it's 9 o'clock here. But is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, 10 o'clock Eastern.
New Orleans, for Fallout 5, San Fran or Seattle for spinoff New Orleans.
New Orleans, yeah, absolutely. New Orleans would be great. Todd just mentioned Miami, Florida would be neat. Think about all
the already gator claws.
I was about to say gator claws. Woo, there'd be all kinds of gator claws. I tried to imagine what it would be central here. You're in Nashville, yeah. So it'll be 9 o'clock.
Be a cool one to have.
It'll be 9 o'clock for us, Todd. 9 o'clock in the morning. See, we got to make sure we're up and around earlier and watching before these other guys. They get to sleep in tomorrow.
When did Nashville start getting big? Like grow huge as it is now?
Before I'm not that old.
I'm not saying that. You could have a Fallout Nashville.
Fallout Nashville, that'd be good. A lot of the music. And by the way, if y'all, I need to say it again, we've got more on here. Just Dom is on here and Play It Forward. They're two great Bethesda guys. If y'all are not subscribed to their channels, y'all need to go check them out. They're awesome guys and they have great content. And I was going to say, Dom, he sings and he sings wonderfully. and he actually does covers of some of the Fallout songs. So y'all need to go check out him singing. When are you going to do another song, Dom? I want to hear it. But what made me think of that is think of the music. We already have the old country music anyway that's played on a lot of the Fallout. So Nashville, that'd be awesome. You know, in New Vegas, we had, you know, Marty Robbins with Big Iron, and yeah, you need to sing us another song to celebrate the Fallout. That'd be awesome. My request is Marty Robbins' Big Iron from Fallout New Vegas. Isn't that the name of the song? Big Iron on his hip? Yeah, I love that song. Just Big Iron. Yeah, good song. Do y'all have any more questions, man? I have enjoyed this. I'm glad we got it set up. Fallout Nashville. I would love it. I'd think that was awesome. Hey, no problem, man. I don't have a huge following yet, but I'll do what I can.
Just hope it's located
somewhere in the West. Yeah, I don't know if Bethesda was ever going to get off the East Coast. Yeah, you try it for me. That'd be awesome. Bethesda has enjoyed doing it on the East Coast because they're obviously in Maryland on the East Coast. And I know why the New Orleans rumor started. It started because of Obsidian. And again, we know it's not Obsidian because Obsidian tweeted out today, it's not us. Alaska, boy, that'd be or Hawaii. Boy, you could do it Hawaii with the volcanoes going on now. What was I saying? I was saying something good.
East Coast.
Yeah, that Bethesda likes to stay on the East Coast, but I would love to see it in the southern United States because we've never had anything from the South. We've had the West Coast. We've had, you know, even a little bit off the West Coast with New Vegas, and we've had 2 on the East Coast. I would love to see something in New Orleans, San Antonio, Florida, somewhere down in the southern part of the United States. New Mexico, yeah, that'd be a lot like New Vegas, probably terrain-wise. New Mexico would. I'm guessing that New Mexico's a lot like Nevada. Thank you. Charleston, South Carolina. Hey, that's beautiful. We just got back from. We went to Washington D.C. When was that? A couple of weeks ago.
3, 4.
Yeah, it was whenever Bethesda was tweeting all them pictures with the rocket ship and all that, because I was trying to do updates as we were in Washington D.C. But we went to Maryland and down into Virginia and saw some beautiful country. That's beautiful country over there. Here where we are in Arkansas, there is such a variety of places. You've got the mountains going to the west. You got flat like farmland going to the east. You've got a lot of different terrains, and I think Bethesda looks for that. Think about New Orleans. New Orleans, just in that one city, has so much. Oh, Fallout Gettysburg. That would be. We actually mentioned that on the podcast the other night. New Orleans has such diversity. In Starfield, absolutely. Let me finish on the New Orleans. They've got the French Quarter. They've got all different kinds of architecture and all kinds of things in New Orleans. So I think Bethesda would like that. Starfield. What would I like from Starfield? Man, now I've got my brain all wrapped around Fallout. Starfield, I was excited to do something totally new. I love Elder Scrolls games. I love the Fallout games. I was really excited to do something new, to go somewhere new. I love the worlds that Bethesda Game Studios builds. They do an amazing job at that. I think that's what they're best at, is building the worlds. I would like to see some new races that Bethesda dreams up, literally some things that are not in any other type movies or any other type games. You know, with the Elder Scrolls, you got the elves and you got things that we have in other things. In a space type thing, they could think of their own lore. They could think of their own races. So I was excited about that, to see what Bethesda could come up with. And I don't know if y'all were on here when we said it. Chris Avallone has been working with Bethesda lately. He wrote a lot of the story of Prey. And if you remember, about a year ago, he tweeted out a photo with himself and the Vault Boy saying, "I missed you." Do you remember that? So he's probably been working with Bethesda either on Starfield or this Fallout. Isn't that amazing to think that the lead writer of New Vegas is probably working with Bethesda on whatever they're looking at now?
The good thing about Starfield right now is there's no really competitor in the market. The only competitor that there has been recently was Destiny, and it's died off pretty hard.
Yeah, I don't think Mass Effect did much to compete with
Or
them
Halo
on
5,
space. Would
so,
you read those next two? Ben wrote one.
I'm looking at replays of the stream, and someone in a Skyrim t-shirt came on and whimpered in the bobblehead.
Whispered in the ball, what's happening?
King, I need to step away, but I'm leaving your stream up to help you out and encourage traffic. I'll be back in a while.
Oh, thanks, Todd. Man, I appreciate you. Glad to have you as a subscriber. I appreciate you talking to me as well. You take care. Ben, I don't know. Don't even start the Elder Scrolls. Could it be Fallout? Is it Elder Scrolls? You know, somebody asked, is Bethesda just messing with us? And I think they love to mess with us.
Starfield could be an Elder Scrolls spinoff because that pertains more.
That's true.
Especially with Skyrim's skill tree, the Starfield would be.
And this is the thing. I said it before. I know we all kind of said, yeah, it could be a Fallout, but Bethesda has shocked us all. I really think they have. Yeah, I hate what went on with Chris. I hate that for him. Wasn't that true that he worked on Prey? Didn't he write some of the Prey or all the? Wasn't he one of the main writers on Prey? I had heard that anyway. I think he is an excellent writer. He does such a wonderful job.
For Bethesda, isn't he?
Well, he's a freelancer now, so he doesn't work for anybody. Yeah. Is he nice? I'm actually friends with him on Facebook, but I haven't met him officially. You know, we talk Facebook wise, but he wouldn't know who I was. But I'm glad to know that. Did he write Prey? Do you know? I think he did. Can you look that up? I think you can look it up and see who the writers were on it. That would be awesome if he was. Yeah, he did write it. Yeah, he is. He's awesome. It would be awesome to think if he's still helping out Bethesda. I hope he gets more involved with Bethesda. That would, if there's one thing that Bethesda kind of falls short on, and I'm not getting onto them at all, but it's their story. The people kind of get onto them for their story. So a little bit of writing help would be great from Chris. That would be wonderful. Yeah, I knew he wrote most of New Vegas, and I knew he had left Obsidian not under happy terms. So I was so glad to see him working with the Bethesda studio with Arcane. I couldn't think of Arcane Studios. So that was awesome. Man, it's so good to have y'all. Thanks, Dom, for stopping by. Thanks, Play It Forward, for being here. Again, if somebody new has jumped on, I'm just going to kind of sum up what we've said. First, I'll say, if you're not subscribed to the Just Dom Show and the Play It Forward, those are two awesome guys, two awesome channels. They do Bethesda content as well. They do exclusively Bethesda stuff. So you go check them out, subscribe to them, and you'll love them. That's Just Dom and the Play It Forward. Also, if anybody's got any other questions, y'all let me know, because I'm going to get off here in just a minute. We've been on about 45 minutes, and I don't think Bethesda's going to do anything until tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern time.
The only thing that's happened, it turned off for a few seconds, but that might have been already.
And then it came back on. I will promise you this. If anything, no problem, man.
They've lost about 6,000 people just sitting there.
It's still over 100,000 people.
It's at 109,000 at the moment.
Man, everybody's sitting watching the Twitch. I will promise you this, though, and I'm sure Dom and Play It Forward will do it as well. If we hear anything, I mean, if there's a whisper, we'll put it on our channel. So if you haven't subscribed to me, to Just Dom, or to Play It Forward, and if you don't know who I'm talking about, they're there in the chat. You can look them up, the Just Dom Show and the Play It Forward official, or mine. Subscribe on us, hit that little bell, and we will let you know if anything happens. If y'all want to step away from the Twitch feed, if y'all have a real life and need to go somewhere, we'll try to let you know what's going on. Just to sum up what's happening, what we think's going on. Obviously, it's a Fallout of some kind. I'm hearing rumblings that it's either a multiplayer, fully multiplayer game, or it has a multiplayer mode to it, a battle royale type mode. I hope it's a regular Fallout. That's what I want. If it is a multiplayer, I believe that Starfield, absolutely. Let's do it again. I love to. I should say this about these guys. I love the Bethesda community, not just the fans, but the guys on YouTube that do the content. There's a lot of communities out there that are toxic, and I'm so glad that the Bethesda community is not toxic. And these guys have been so friendly to me. I've just started doing this, and they've already been a wonderful help to me, and they're great guys. And I appreciate y'all stopping by. I know y'all are busy today. This is a busy day for Bethesda guys. So thank y'all for stopping by and talking to us. Hopefully we'll know tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I know we will know it tomorrow at 10 o'clock. What do you guys think it is? Y'all leave a comment what y'all think this is going to be. Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. All the good comments means more to me than you know. Absolutely. Thanks. For your comment about me doing great. I'm doing my best. I love Bethesda, and I know a little bit about it because that's about all I've been doing for 10 years. I can, before I go, tell you a little bit about myself. I don't get to do it on most of my videos. I'm actually a former police officer and pastor, and about 10 years ago, I got diagnosed with lupus and fibromyalgia. I got a very serious case. So I've been homebound for about 10 years now. I'm doing better. Just recently, I've gotten some new medicine and doing a little bit better, so I can do a little bit more. I still pastor a small church. They're very nice to me, but I actually started playing Bethesda games to get my mind off the pain of the lupus and fibro. And my pain doctor actually subscribed playing video games. Prescribed. What did I say? Subscribed. Oh, I'm thinking of YouTube, aren't I? And it really helps. I mean, it don't make the pain go away, but getting your mind off of it is wonderful. So for 10 years, I have played Bethesda games. I have watched the Bethesda YouTube. I've dug into Bethesda. It's one of my passions. I love it. It's done a lot for me. My son also here. We've bonded over it wonderfully, and he helps me on the podcast. So that's why I started the YouTube. It's something I know. It's something I have a passion for, and it's something I can do still being sick. So that's a little bit about me. Y'all know a little bit about me now, and I appreciate all the support that I've gotten from you guys and the Bethesda guys. Y'all been awesome to me. I've only had my channel
a little over a month.
Right at a month, and I already broke 100 last night.
This morning.
So thank y'all so much for all you do, and I'm so excited going forward, and it's so excited to work with guys like Just and play it forward. That's so great. Y'all leave me a comment what y'all think about the whatever you call this, the live stream that we did here. Leave a comment what you think that Bethesda is going to show us tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm worried. I'm scared. I'm elated. All those things in one, because I don't want to get my hopes up too high. Is it a Fallout 5? Is it a Fallout spinoff? Is it a Fallout MMO? Is it a Fallout remastered? What is it going to be? There is so much speculation. I would love to hear what you think it is. Yep, I'm scared too. I would love to hear what you think it is, and I would love to hear what you would like for it to be. And yes, I do think Starfield's still a real thing and still coming, but we will see. Maybe it was just a code name for this. We will see. Well, again, I appreciate y'all for stopping by. If anything happens, again, check out my page, check out Just Dom, and check out Play It Forward. Y'all subscribe, hit those little bells, and you will be notified as soon as something drops. Thank y'all so much again for stopping by. This is the King's Corner, by the way. See the corner? You're in the King's Corner. I'll talk to you later. Thank y'all.